And we are back here on AB Conversation. Anthony Carlo, Benzino the hero, and Rob Jiggity joining you on this snowy evening. We hope you're staying safe out there. Last time I was out there, it seemed to be getting bad. The roads were becoming sort of dangerous to drive on. A lot of snow, sort of a wet snow, but it was sticking to the ground. So it's advised to get home, go slowly if you're out on the roads. Of course, your weather report brought to you here by Iona College. By Anthony Carlo, right
Anthony
here.
Carlo, the weatherman.
We got to do what we got to do. Now, Benzino just broke some news. That's right. He just broke news on our show in our last segment. So we have to address this for a couple more minutes before we get to what everybody's waiting for. Put your team where your mouth is. So Ben, you want to readdress our situation right here?
Yes. Via Adam Schefter, the report was made that Philadelphia Eagles running back LeSean McCoy will be traded to the Buffalo Bills for linebacker Kiko Alonso. What does this mean for these two organizations? Because this came out of nowhere. We're doing a segment about baseball, and this trade happened.
Well, first of all, Rex Ryan now has a hell of a lot to work with. A heck of a lot to work with. By getting LeSean McCoy, by this team, the front office going out there and getting him LeSean McCoy. LeSean McCoy, as I was just telling Ben, in my opinion, is arguably the best running back in the NFL. Now, that's a bold statement, and the arguments based on this previous season could be made about DeMarco Murray. Ben said Marshawn Lynch, all credible arguments. But other than that, there is really nobody, in my opinion, unless Rob can think of somebody or Ben, that I would choose to be my starting running back over LeSean McCoy, based on consistency. Not 1 year, not 2 years, but a string of years that he has been a dynamic, game-changing running back, someone who has really powered that high-octane offense of the Philadelphia Eagles. So the Bills are in a world of better shape now. Now, I don't know, again, what their status is going to be regarding C.J. Spiller, because obviously he was used sort of not as a straight-up running back, but he was used in certain scenarios. How would you compare him, Ben? Would you call him more like a sort of like a Percy Harvin type player for the Bills?
More of a power Percy Harvin, since he
Right.
did play the running back position. You can insert him in the backfield. You can have him go out in the slot as well as
Kick returns. Yeah, so so that's why I made the comparison between him and Percy Harvin, is because he's done. And there's another player that I can't get to my mind now, reminding me of C.J. Spiller. I hope it comes to me.
Not Tavon Austin, but
No, but anyway, he was dynamic, could affect the games in a different way. So he was a free agent this year. I do not know if the Bills have re-signed him, but if they haven't, they will have some dynamic running attack this year.
now Kiko Alonso was injured for the 2014 season, but his rookie year he had 159 tackles, not assist. So assist and regular tackle combined, 159. 2 sacks and 4 interceptions. And that was his rookie year playing in the NFL. So hopefully he came back stronger. He rehabbed this injury and can be a key factor for the Philadelphia Eagles. And in the division of the Eagles, you lose LeSean McCoy, and Jeremy Maclin is your only option with Nick Foles at the quarterback. I don't understand why Philadelphia traded
Darren Sproles.
Okay.
That was the other,
He's also on Philadelphia now.
That was the other guy I was trying to compare C.J. Spiller to, and he was right on the team that made the interaction with. But Darren Sproles is much like C.J. Spiller.
Now, what does it mean when you lose arguably the best running back in the whole entire league?
It means you have to change your game. You have to change away from an offense where a large portion of it rested in the running game to an offense where Nick Foles or possibly Marcus Mariota.
Yeah, now let's see what other moves they're going to make, because Chip Kelly, former Oregon coach, he had to deal with Marcus Mariota in the recruiting process, even though he didn't. Kelly and Mariota, he wasn't the starting quarterback. He know the kid can play. He recruited him. So let's see if the move's made, if the Eagles move up in the draft to get Mariota now.
Well, here's the thing, and this is interesting, because the Eagles have been rumored to zone in on Mariota, and more recently, though, those rumors have changed to Brent Hundley, another
The guy from
college quarterback,
UCLA?
Brent Hundley, has brought up to be rumored that the Eagles would be looking at him if they can't land Mariota. Now, let's take into the consideration now that we're talking about landing a new quarterback. How about Nick Foles, the quarterback who's been doing real well for this team the last couple of years until he got hurt last year? He took over from Michael Vick 2 years ago and took the league by storm. And all of a sudden now they're rushing to look at new quarterbacks, rumor has it.
Rumor.
So what does that tell you? That tells you that they're not so impressed with Nick Foles, or they have been, but they see not too much for him to grow in this organization and get better. Maybe they think he's peaked. How is that possible? He's only in his second year going into his third. Maybe they see with the type of offense they run that Nick Foles has peaked and really cannot expand with that offense and sort of run that offense. Marcus Mariota for Chip Kelly would be a better fit in that offense. I don't know how Brett Hundley would fit in there, but in terms of going forward, obviously there's something else here, Ben.
You mentioned how the high-paced offense of Chip Kelly. You trade an offensive jug for a defensive player. What?
Yeah.
I don't know if this was Chip Kelly's decision because you lose the vital part of your offense for a defensive guy. Not even a wide receiver or something that can impact your offense. You go defense.
I'm glad you said the vital part of the offense, because he was the core of that offense. And that's why I just said to you before you said that, Ben, there's something else here. I want to know why this happened. I want to know, when I read into these reports that Schefter comes out with, I want to know if there was a discrepancy maybe with moving forward and LeSean McCoy's place in the future of the Eagles franchise. I want to know if there was something with the way they abruptly got rid of Deshaun Jackson because of rumored to be gang relations. I want to know if there was something along those lines. And right now I'm throwing everything out there, so please don't take what I'm saying literally word for word. This is just speculation. But I'm speculating to know why arguably the best running back in the NFL was traded for an above average but not great defensive linebacker.
Now, we mentioned how Mariota has that Oregon connection with Chip Kelly. Right. Chip Kelly also coached Kiko Alonso in 2012.
Right.
So they're on the same page, but it's two different sides of the ball. Kiko Alonso is not going to be a J.J. Watt coming off and score touchdowns. That's not his thing. His thing is straight defense. So, Anthony, any last words? Rob, do you have anything to say about this trade? I'm sorry if we excluded you.
I'm not really that adept in my football.
Rob, when the Saints make a trade, you'll talk about it.
Rob's hanging around. Rob is hanging around like a producer does. He's here. He chimes in with us at different portions of the show. He gives his A-grade NBA analysis, and then the rest of the time he's providing us with content and being the best producer I think we could ever want.
Now, Anthony, are we chopping this segment just to make it solo?
We will. Yeah, we're gonna take a commercial break before we come back, and finally, the moment you've all been waiting for. We are reintroducing Put Your Team Where Your Mouth Is on AB Conversation with Ben Zeno, Anthony Carlo, and Rob Jiggity. So we'll get to that. My final words on this is we will follow this Adam Schefter report as closely as we can and find out why exactly LeSean McCoy was given the boot for Alonso of the Bills. We'll see exactly where they're looking here and if there is ever any underlying reason that we haven't been aware of yet on the surface of why this deal happened. But AB Conversation shall be returning after these messages.
This is the New York Sports Machine on WICR.